Okay. I believe it's working now. I'm not 100% positive. Oh, okay. Let me mute that just in case I don't see anything going on there. Okay. I'm gonna wait a second to see if anybody's gonna pop on. I really don't know why YouTube does not like my eCam software, but it does not. Let me pull up my chat here. Hi, Beverly. How are you today? Okay. All right. Looks like we have a couple people in here. Okay. Can you guys see and hear me okay? Sorry, it's going to be a little awkward. I'm not used to doing just a straight full-on face live stream. So fingers crossed I don't be playing with my hair too much. Okay, so you can see and hear me. Great. All right, let me exit a couple of these things out of here. Okay, yeah, I don't know why YouTube does not like my streaming software, but I love it. So I'm just going to keep doing it the way that I've been doing it, and hopefully it'll work out eventually. I am good, Bev. How are you? Good. Okay, so pardon the weird lighting in here too. It's a weird time of day. I'm used to streaming at night, so okay. So today I want to talk about Coppa, the FTC, YouTube, and my plans for this channel. If you have been on YouTube for like the last couple weeks, you know that Coppa and the FTC are really panicking people, and I allowed it to panic me for probably about 2 weeks. And then I just decided to pop on a live stream. The holidays are getting to you. Yeah, they're getting to me too. I don't want to do the holidays at all right now. Okay, so but YouTube got in trouble with the FTC, and they ended up having to pay like $170 something million for a fee, and because they violated Coppa. Though technically I don't think they did violate Coppa. If you were unfamiliar with Coppa, it was a piece of law enforced in 1998 when like AOL was popular and everybody was IMing and there was a lot of creepers on the internet, and they needed to find a way to make sure that the kids were safe and that no companies could take their name, their age, their phone number, their address, etc. Somehow that turned into a marketing thing. And even though when you sign up to use YouTube, you're supposed to be and agree to the fact that you're 13 and over, they had some kids on here, and apparently the watch history helped target ads towards children. And so the FTC hit YouTube, and YouTube settled, and that's how much they paid. And then they basically wiped their hands of everything and kind of threw the creators under the bus a little bit, because in the past YouTube has requested that we be more family friendly, leaning away from adult language and things like that to because you wouldn't be able to monetize if you were vulgar or, talking about inappropriate things and such. So a lot of YouTubers went to the family-friendly kind of situation, and now we're being punished for it. So I popped on a live stream last week. I think it was Dee Niman's live stream, and Roberto Blake was on there, and Andy Kahn, I think, and then somebody else, Daryl something or other, and he really calmed me down because he was like, if somebody had asked you 6 months ago if your content was targeted towards kids, what would you say? And I would flat out say, no, I am not targeting any kids under the under the age of 13. So I decided just to kind of continue on with how I'm doing my art things on the art channel and just proceed with caution. I'm not a criminal in any way. I'm not targeting kids in any way. And I'm not going to let YouTube or the FTC, treat me like a criminal, because I'm not one. I'm not monetized, so that shouldn't be a problem. I don't know if I'll ever monetize now, just because I don't want to run into any problems. So that's basically... There are a lot of racists and extremists on YouTube. Yeah, there's a lot of everything on YouTube, and I think that's part of the problem. And there's a discrepancy. Like, there's an app actually called YouTube Kids, and it is for kids. The problem is that the kids don't like it because there's a lot of features that are not available to them, like watch history. And my son is one of those kids, and I monitor what he watches on YouTube. And the main problem with YouTube Kids was that he couldn't go back and rewatch something that he already watched, because they're not allowed to track kids on the internet. But I mean, like, marketing is totally different than getting kids privacy, private information. Like, kids are targeted every day. Like, they walk down the aisle and freaking Elsa is on a box of cereal, and of course they're gonna want that box of cereal because of that. And it's just, it is what it is. But pardon me, it's a little dry in here. But yeah, so that's basically what's happening. Is that a lot of, and in my mind, if you have to be 13 to use YouTube, then I don't think there should be any content for kids on YouTube. If you have to be 13 or older to watch it, then there shouldn't have been any kids content, period. And that would have solved all the problems. But kids channels are a big money making channel. So, I mean, it is what it is. YouTube did screw up. A lot of people are saying that YouTube did nothing wrong and this and that. Technically, they covered themselves by saying you have to be 13 or older to use the platform. But you couldn't... If you had to be 13, there shouldn't have been any kids content, in my opinion. Hi, Kathleen. How are you? Glad to see you on here. I'm sorry, this is a weird time of day. I didn't have a whole lot planned. But, yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys about what's going to go on, because I did decide that I am, in fact, not... I was never targeting kids. I've never trended anything. I don't use kids' art supplies. I use professional art supplies. I don't use Crayola. I'm not drawing cartoon characters. I've never had them as a target in mind. When I first started, it was, stay-at-home moms that I was trying to target, like creative people that were staying at home and taking care of their kids and just trying to help them make time for art a little bit. But, yeah, so I've never had them as my target market in mind. A different direction, which I will talk about. I'm not really sure how they are going to screen all these videos, but in my mind, another thing that didn't make sense is that YouTube and Google can barely, kind of regulate their own platforms, and they're like these big corporations that are built on that. And what I see when I think of the FTC is like 12 old guys sitting in a room trying to scan through millions of videos to try to see which ones are kids related. And so yeah, that's basically where I'm at. I'm not letting it freak me out anymore, because they were never my target market to begin with. I don't plan on monetizing YouTube, at least not right now, just because it's just all so weird, and it is what it is at this point. I'm just kind of like, whatever. So I'm just going to be using this to build my audience, hopefully, and branch out in other ways. I have a couple courses. Yes, Kathleen, I did hear that. That's why, yeah, YouTube threw the creators under the bus, in my opinion. And it's very... there's kids directed, and then there's family friendly. Like, if we take Bob Ross as an example, he is a family friendly person. He was family friendly programming. I don't even remember the station it was on. It was like PBS or whatever. But his target, like, he was trying to teach adults how to paint, in my mind, because you wouldn't want any kids under the age of 13 playing with oils or paint thinner. So it just doesn't make any sense to me. And I feel like we are being punished for doing what YouTube said in the past. Some children use Google and YouTube for research and for homework. Yes. Yes. Yeah, and, you know, family friendly and child directed are completely different in my mind. So honestly, that's part of the problem too, is that they're being extremely vague as to what child directed is. Like anything that may interest a child. Well, I hate to break it to you, sweetheart, but kids are curious people. Like, they like everything. If they don't like everything, they're going to look at everything just to see what's going on. And it's not right to sit here and you know, punish the creators for just making things. So anyway, like I said, I'm not going to let YouTube or the FTC treat me like a criminal anymore. And if they think that I mismarked a video, then that's their problem. And I will fight it in court if I have to. I highly doubt it will come to that, because I am not making any money and there's no ads in front of my videos. I might not monetize just for that reason. So pardon all the ums. I promised myself I wouldn't do that today. But that, you know, it's a fine line between family friendly and child directed, and they're interested in everything, like I said. So they're being really vague. I'm assuming there's going to be a bunch of revisions to whatever they're going to do before January 1st hits. Okay, so Kathleen says she has a couple videos with Harry Potter references, which the way YouTube has the settings would probably be seen as directed as kids, even though it's not. And see, and that's the thing too. It's like they're not taking into account how many adults. I mean, do you know how many adults are getting down on Disney Plus right now? I am. Like, who are they to decide what is child regulated or child directed and what's not? Like, I grew up on The Little Mermaid, and I watched it the other day. Like, I am so nerding out on Disney Plus right now. I love Harry Potter. Like, there's a difference between general audiences and child directed. And if that's the case, then they're going to have a really hard time trying to regulate this, because there's just no way. Oh yeah, good. Yeah. I'm glad you enjoy that stuff too. But, you know, it's just, I love fantasy and I love storytelling, and I know that I'm not directing anything under the age of 13, most definitely. Maybe some high schoolers are into what I'm doing, but you know, I mean, like, I couldn't even get my own son to watch my video. He could care less. So it really depends on what interests the kid and what doesn't. And the whole thing is just malarkey to begin with, because it's kind of the government wants to be the parent at this point, which is ridiculous. And I know that there was a crazy scare with that. What was her name? She'd pop up in the videos, and like there was other videos like trying to get kids to do very bad things and commit suicide at the end, and all of that. And, you know, all of that should be policed. There should be some kind of, hey, this is right and this is wrong. And okay, so yeah, you relate to me. That's great, Kathleen. It's just, the whole thing is ridiculous. I don't see it working out very well for the FTC or YouTube. It is the law, and it is bigger than anything else that I've seen before on YouTube, which is why I let it panic me. But like, it's not like Elsagate or Adpocalypse or anything like that. It is the government overstepping, in my opinion. I'm hoping that with all the petitions and things that are going around, and you can send your own comment in, by the way, I'll try to find links to that and put that in later. But it's, I've come to the conclusion that I'm not just going to abandon you guys. Like, we've had a relationship for about 3 years. I mean, I know some people are new, at least 2, from last Inktober. A lot of you guys came on from last year's Inktober, and I'm really fond of you guys, and I'm not just gonna all of a sudden abandon you. So having said that, if you are watching this and you do want to stay up to date with me, I highly recommend that you go to kellypaints.com and sign up for my email list, just in case something happens to my channel. I have no idea what's going to happen. I am going to be uploading every video that I upload on YouTube also to Facebook, just in case something happens here. And in my mind, Facebook is a more adult platform anyway. But Bev says her 11-year-old granddaughter is very mature and asks a lot of questions. Well, and that's the whole thing, is that kids are curious people. They're just curious. I mean, I remember being a kid. I had so many questions, and I wanted to see all the things. And if that's what they're, saying is child-directed, it makes no sense. And it's like, I don't want to intentionally start swearing in my videos just to make it more adult, because as much as I love swearing, like on a night out when you're at a bar or whatever and you're BSing with your friends, it's different with how I want to present myself on YouTube. And so anyway, having said that, if you are interested in keeping up with me, please go sign up for my email list. I promise I don't send a lot, just enough to keep you updated on deals, new things, and if something was to happen to my channel, you would know where to go. And having said that, there are a couple projects that I'm working on. I'm working on a couple courses. Whoa. Oh, I put my phone on vibrate. Thank you, Kathleen. I just got your submission. So, all right. I guess I better not put that over there. So if you hear a weird noise, I didn't toot, I promise. It's just my phone vibrating. But I'm trying to branch out a little bit. So I will be uploading all of my YouTube videos up onto Facebook as well. And I'm looking into Patreon, not so much as the whole make money part, but kind of like a backup to YouTube. So I'm trying to see if there's a way to get a free tier going, and all the stuff that I would normally put on YouTube, I would put in that free tier. I never really wanted to do Patreon, but I just feel like there needs to be some place for people to watch the videos for free. I put that stuff on YouTube because I want you guys to have it and I enjoy making it. So I'm looking into hopefully having a free tier on Patreon. So that will still be like a backup to YouTube if that does happen. I know Vimeo is really popular. It's not like super popular, but you only get so many gigabytes per week for uploads for free, and then you have to pay monthly. So I'm not sure, compared to YouTube, Vimeo is very small and it's kind of awkward, and I'm not sure how to go about trying it, but I am looking into kind of like a backup for YouTube if that were to happen. I don't think they're going to go after art channels right away. I think they're going to go after like the slime making videos, and I heard the gamers might be in trouble, which is a little unfortunate because it's like I said about, do you know how many adult people are nerding out on Disney Plus right now? I can only imagine how many, grown adults enjoy those video games too. So it's really unfortunate that they didn't give us a general audience option. And we're either kids or not kids. And I've never considered myself kids. So that's just how I'm marking my stuff. I also got a TV-14 warning to kind of go in front of my storytelling videos, like the paranormal stuff, like the Inktober or whatever. What do you mean doctor videos, Beverly? And see, yeah, you love Minecraft. There's a bunch of adults that are getting down on Fortnite. And occasionally I like to pop on and plug in my Super Nintendo and play Donkey Kong. I know I'm not like up to date on the new games, and that's fine. But it makes no sense that that's what they're going to do. I do think they're going to make an example of some people, but at this point they basically got their money. And I don't really see them being able to enforce this law the way they want to. I feel like it's a scare tactic on the government's part, and I think they need to let the parents parent and just be done with it. Doctor videos, they operate on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, I've seen like chiropractors and lawyers, like everybody has a kind of channel. You've been making a general audience intro for your videos. Okay, well, that's good. I heard that family friendly is some wordings that you want to avoid. Instead of family friendly, you might want to use safe for work and not made for kids. Like, that's probably some of the tags that I will be putting in as well. So, I mean, it's unfortunate. There's nothing I can do about it, but I honestly just don't want to abandon all the people that I got to hit the subscribe button and come in and talk to me all the time. Like, it's just not something that I want to do. Kathleen says, yes, it's up to me as a parent to keep track of what my daughter watches, not the government. Like Dr. Pimple Popper. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. It's a huge overstep on the government's part. And if we knew where that money was going, like if it was going to actually catching like sex traffickers, I'd be a little bit more on board, but it's not. It's basically funding the FTC for a year. That's exactly what they said. They said that coincidentally, $173 million is what it costs to run this little branch of government for a whole year. So I just find it, at this point, it's just disgusting. And a little bit of censorship, and I think they're using kids as an excuse, because in my mind, I mean, Christmas is coming. Do you know how many toy ads we're going to see on TV? What's the difference if they see a toy ad on YouTube versus on TV? It makes no sense. And honestly, marketing to kids and collecting data is a little bit, like, they changed it. Like, when AOL came out, it was to protect their names, their numbers, their address, etc. And now they're like, oh, you can't market to kids. And it's like, everything is marketed to kids, especially around this time of year, because Christmas is coming. Like, they send the freaking toy catalogs to the house, and then we go through it with the kids. Like, what do you want from Santa? Like, what do you want from Santa? Like, even Santa is marketed towards kids. So it's like, what? Are we not allowed to have any Christmas videos? Are we not allowed to have anything? And it's just, it's very frustrating. But I have decided that that's just the approach that I'm going to take. I'm going to mark my videos as not made for kids because I don't make them for kids. And most of my audience is about my age anyway. So it is what it is. And I feel like I'm rambling. And pardon my scratchy throat. I'm getting over a cold. So anyway, moving on. That's what I'm doing. I'm not going anywhere unless the FTC decides to sue me for some ungodly reason. So the future of this channel, though, like I said, I'm going to be branching out and uploading videos to Facebook. Every video that I upload to YouTube, I will be uploading to Facebook. And I'm looking into Patreon just to see if I can get a free tier so I can offer you guys free content over there as well, just in case something happens with YouTube. I mean, technically I could always start a new channel and just let you guys know on my email list, but that's where we are with that. So I'm not going anywhere. I really like the storytelling, the Wicked series, oh my god, the Wicked series that I'm doing now. Oh, okay, great. You can have a free tier. And you can upload videos to the free tier as well? Oh, they have a Patreon? I'm gonna have to go check that out. That's amazing. Oh my god, brain fart. Okay, so now that that's a thing, I will be trying to set that up in January. I have a couple courses that I'm working on. 2 are in collaboration with someone. And where do you sign up for what, Beverly? The email list? kellypaints.com. You'll get a free coloring page too. So I will be continuing with the Wicked series. I know that I've been gone for a while. My grandparents are finally downstate. They're all settled in, and I can get back to the business side of my life and the art creating side. So I'm super excited. Thank you, Bev. I have 2 that are almost done, and I just need to work on the narration storytelling part of that. And I also have a few Christmassy Krampus style things that I might try to do in December that will be fitted in with the Wicked theme. So hopefully that is a thing, and hopefully it'll be okay. Hopefully the whole evil fairy tale isn't too child directed, but we will see. I'm not, at this point it is what it is, and hopefully I will just be able to go ahead and upload all that extra stuff on Patreon, and I'll let you guys know when that's set up, just so I can still stay in touch with you, because I don't know what's going to happen with YouTube. So, but at this point, I think the FTC has got what it wanted out of the deal, and money-wise, I think they're all set. So we will see where they end up with that. Also, I started writing. It's very new for me. I don't even know if it's good or if I'm going to finish it, but I really like the story that popped in my head right now. So I started writing that. I'm not sure if it's going to be a graphic novel or just a novel, and then I will design the cover art for it. And then with the Dark Tales Stories and Urban Legends, I have a few short stories in mind for that I would like to put into a graphic novel collection of short stories. And Red Riding Hood, I haven't officially decided what I'm doing with that calendar yet, partially because I lost interest when I started with Wicked. So that might be a Patreon secondary paid tier that I do. I'm just not 100% positive yet. I feel like there's something else I wanted to tell you, and I knew I should have written this down. I wasn't expecting anybody to be really on. I was just going to kind of blurt it out and then go about my business. But yeah, so long story short, this channel is not made for kids. I'm not marking it as made for kids. I'm not going anywhere until I'm forced to. And I will be branching out just in case there is a problem. So there's other places for you guys to watch and enjoy the videos, and hopefully have a little community somewhere. And then I have courses that I'm working on. I've started a short, well, not a short story, but I've started a novel, and I'm working on graphic novels, and Red Riding Hood is still happening. It's just, there's been 3 months of just hardcore working and trying to get my grandparents' house ready for them and get everybody settled in. And now we're there. We were sick last week. The kids brought home cooties from school, and now we're here. So I officially decided a few days ago that I'm not going to let this bother me. And I'm really glad that I didn't trend a lot of things. I think the only 2 videos that I deleted were the Grinch, and I drew Mike Wazowski from Monsters, Inc. a long time ago. But the topic for that video was like, put yourself on the to-do list, and it was totally directed towards mothers. But I did just go ahead and delete those 2 just because they're not really on brand anymore. And speaking of on brand, I am going to be rebranding just a little bit, and I'm really into the whole story narrated art videos. I don't know how I'm going to proceed with it, but that's kind of where I'm going. I think this is going to be a fantasy art, supernatural, paranormal channel, and just because that's what I enjoy, but there's probably going to be some studies involved for projects and things like that. I'm not ruling anything out at this point, but right now in my mind, that's the direction I'm heading, just because I feel like I really enjoy that content, and I feel like I can make a lot of that without being too worn down. So I hope that's okay with everybody. I know, Kathleen, you basically came for the creepy stuff anyway. So it's hopefully something that I will be sticking to. And I will keep you posted on all the other projects, but for right now, I'm just going to kind of work on Wicked and try to branch out with the Patreon and the courses and all that other free content. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing it. I like doing the research, and I'm really excited about it. So that's basically all I wanted to pop on and tell you guys. I should have my next Wicked video up by Saturday or Sunday, and I just want to let you guys know that I'm not going anywhere, and I'm not going to stop making videos. And I look forward to seeing you next time. So thank you guys so much for joining me in this live. I hope and wish you all well. And let's try not to let the FTC bother us too much, okay? I'll see you this weekend.